to the no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go.
STAKK Nation, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Brazen.
And your boy Double O.
Double O.
Champion.
What's going on, sir?
Feeling great, as a matter of fact. Feeling great.
Hey, listen, man. As we know, the market has been on a steady downward spiral for a while. And, I like to think that we are like the voice of Morgan Freeman, the voice of comfort. We inspire confidence, right? So that even for those who only have one strategy, which is to average down, no matter what is happening, we can at least go, it wasn't so bad. Just wait, it's going to come back. You see what I'm saying?
Time in the markets.
And we know this is true because all the people who used to message me and call me and all this other stuff, when Bitcoin was green, have no longer been contacting me anymore.
They have been slowly creeping back, though.
Yes.
I got some calls yesterday.
It's okay, man. Okay. You guys abandoned me. I want you guys to remember that. But we'll not leave you hanging, right? This is why we're going to take a little bit of an overview of the charts. Look at where things are sitting right now and where we're going in the future.
Yes.
Right? Should we be waiting for another bottom, or should we start planning to, start collecting some profits or making some gains, whatever the case might be, depending. But we're mostly looking at what? Bitcoin, right?
Yes, I think Bitcoin decides the direction of the general market. So if Bitcoin is moving, everything else moves. So today we're going to look at Bitcoin moving, and then we'll just look at the general market moving as well. And then to help decide to see if we're entering the bullish market or if we've seen bottom, we're just going to look at some technical analysis. And of course, we know the macroeconomics, which eventually should not be impacting Bitcoin. We're going to talk a little bit about that. I think we can even talk about that first.
Beautiful.
So that we can make this video quick.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, a full course on astrology for men. Let's get after it. Let's get after it. Isn't that what they call it on the internet these days?
Yeah, it is. It is.
Astrology for men. I'm just saying what they said on the internet, man.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So,
I'm not trying to offend the in-between people. Carry on.
Exactly. So if we look at the macros real quick, we just make this really short. The Fed's still increasing the interest rates. If you haven't seen the video, you should definitely check out the video. How does the Fed interest rate impact Bitcoin? What we've seen so far is that either direction, Bitcoin does its own thing. Nobody really knows what the Fed rate increase will impact Bitcoin. So that's still going on. The Ukraine-Russian war is going on. Would it result to a World War III situation? Nobody knows. But from what we've seen in the media, Russia seems to be coming down and pulling back a little bit. But the aggression is still there, and the demand-supply impact of that war is still ongoing. CPI data, PPI data, as we can see, inflation hasn't slowed down and still going up. And what we've seen in the past also is that those two, it all really depends on the traders and those that actually are holding Bitcoin or accumulating Bitcoin or the Bitcoin hash rates. So Bitcoin literally does its own thing as well. We've seen those macroeconomics though still push the price of Bitcoin down, and that's because of the hedge funds and the big banks trading Bitcoin. They see it as a tech stock, which in a way it is tech, but it's way more than that. So they're trading it down, and it's been bottoming for a while. So what you want to do though is try to find the bottom. Nobody knows the bottom, but you try. Everybody tries. It's just part of the
Peter Schiff knows the bottom. Peter Schiff knows what the bottom is. It's a zero. It's a zero. And Bitcoin. Anyway, carry on, sir. Let's see these charts.
So those are the macros. So the macros, they do impact, and they also really don't matter. So we cannot really put too much points on the macros. But if we look at the technical analysis, though, do you have the website for the hash rate? You can show the number of while I do this.
We'll carry on with that. Yes, I'll see if I can find it. Yeah.
So in the meantime, though, let me go ahead and show you guys what's going on with Bitcoin right now. So what we have here on this chart, let me go ahead and hide this screen and then make this bigger. What we have going here with Bitcoin is the fact that we have the 20, 50, 100, and the 200-day moving average. Anytime the price crosses the 50-day moving average, you're literally entering into a bullish space. but the 20 and 50 days is also a good sign of a beginning of a bullish trend. So what I've done here is actually try to zoom out a little bit, and as we can see, those of us that have been averaging down has been averaging down through all this bearish movement, going down, and each time we thought it was going to cough back up, it kept going back down. This was a sideward movement, and if you're also using your Elliott wave, you probably would have thought, okay, maybe this was a period of that consolidation and was going to accumulate back up again, but that didn't happen. And then we have another situation going on here. But in this case, it's a little bit different. We have the 20-day and the 50-day actually about to cross with the probability of that continuing. So that's 29% chance of that continuing and a 54% of that coming down. So that's a little bit risky. But what you want though is that the price has crossed over the 20-day moving average. This is great news on the daily chart. By the way, this is on the daily chart, not on the weekly chart, but on the daily chart. We can even change it to a 4-hour chart and we can see this trend as well. So on the 4-hour chart, it is crossed. On the daily chart, it is crossed. And the price has now crossed the 50-day moving average. This is good news. Price over the 50-day moving average is a bullish movement, but it has to stay above it. So we're watching the candle. The candles are not relatively very strong right now. They're still a little bit weak. So yeah, is Bitcoin holding up? It's trying to. The TTM squeeze is still squeezing up. And we are not oversold yet, even though we have a bearish sign. It's still at 59. It's not at 70 yet. So it's not fully oversold yet. I'm thinking if it goes up to 28 to 27K, that would be a good sign. So that's one of the indicators that we're looking at right now. We are almost there. Just patience. Let the trade come to you. Bitcoin is slowly about to get bullish. Okay, let me get this down a little bit more. Let me show you guys a little bit some more details. Come on. Let's see what's going on here. All right, so on the 4-hour chart, like I was saying earlier, which is another chart for you to see, we have an upward indicator there as well. We need the price action to cross 24K for the bullish trend to continue upwards. But this is that range area that we need the price action to cross, which is a good thing for Bitcoin. We also have another indicator here. That is the 37 100-day moving average. This is one of the skills that we learned during the Bitcoin conference this year. We met a fellow that showed us this indicator, and it's been proven.
Yeah, I was gonna say we just learned it from a random guy. It was not actually Bitcoin 22 that taught us, but we were there.
Yeah,
wow.
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. A random guy that we met there, and it's been proven to work over the years. You want that 37-day moving average to cross over the 100-day moving average, and that tends to hold for a while. Historically, it has a higher probability to hold for a while than any other thing. It happens with stocks and cryptos as well. And we currently crossed the 37-day moving average, which is another bullish signal. Another thing that nobody is saying is the bullish continuation that we have going on here. We have that bullish continuation there. We also have a bullish continuation here with higher lows, right?
Yeah.
So if it breaks above this line, which is about that 24K price range, 24, 25K price range, then we're literally in the bull market. So we're waiting for that to happen, and we're also waiting to see that 37-day, 100-day moving average to cross. Do you want to show us a little bit more on the Bitcoin wallets to see what's going on there before I show you what's going on with the rest of the crypto space?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think everything you're saying there, I really agree with it. I don't have much else to add, but we do know that if we look at the hash rate for Bitcoin, obviously it was rising for a while there, well, for a very long time. And actually, very recently, we saw the hash rate starting to drop, right? But things are starting to pick back up again, which, again, is just more, I think this is more so proof of people still wanting to mine Bitcoin. And of course, this only helps with that decentralization, right? So, I don't know. It's nothing stands out to me right now. I think that it's just going as usual.
Yeah. Well, I will say something else is standing out because, like I was saying earlier at the beginning of the conversation, we did some filters here in TradingView that allows us to filter what's going on in the crypto space, and we have some watch list here saved. And what we've noticed, coin after coin after coin, is that almost every single coin in the crypto space crossing that 37-day moving average and going into the 100-day moving average. Almost every, well, Jasmine is not a good one. You can just keep going down and keep going down, and they all seem to be crossing that 37-day moving average, each and every single one.
But some
So,
people could say this is a bear trap. What do you say to that?
which is why you say you wait for that confirmation for that 37-day to cross that 100-day moving average.
Yeah.
We're looking at the RSIs, we're looking at the MFIs, we're looking at the TTM squeeze, which is also confirming all of that. If you also look at the price action, right? If you're looking at the Elliott wave, we can say that this
Right.
is not even level 1 yet, but could enter level 1, right? And then if it breaks into a level 3, of course, that's a bullish. But we're not fully in the bull market yet. These are the beginnings of a bullish market. As a matter of fact, we even have stocks doing the same thing. So we have momentum cryptos doing that, and we also have stocks, momentum stocks. Let me show you some momentum stocks. 1 second here. We have some momentum stocks using the same filters. We have some momentum stocks that are starting to do the same thing as well.
Wait, are
Stocks.
you sharing your screen?
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah. So stocks are starting to do the same thing. So usually the Russell 3000,
Look at that.
2000, those little the smaller I said coins, the smaller stocks pick
Yeah.
up before the larger funds do. So what you see here as well is that we're starting to see a change in the market as well, in the stock market, all over the place.
Why would you say this, sister? Because Jerome Powell has been increasing interest rates, and actually, this is also something I was going to ask. We saw when Jerome Powell recently increased the interest rates, right, and everyone was
Yeah.
expecting everything to go crashing. Bitcoin did not crash. As a matter of fact, Bitcoin had a serious push on the day when interest rates were raised, right? I'm not saying Bitcoin is a hedge against inflation, but I think I'm more speaking to this idea that Bitcoin always has to have a correlation with something, according to the experts, right?
Okay, well,
It's always correlated to something, technology, something always comes up. But the way it reacted to interest rate hikes was not what these people were explaining. The experts explained.
yes, I would say that if we look at historical impact, because they say history
Right.
tends to rhyme, right? So to answer
Yeah.
that question, I would say historically, when the Fed constantly continue to increase interest rates and continue to increase interest rates, we've realized that since 2008, actually since 1978 or so, since the
Yeah.
removal from the Brentwood Agreement and we went into fiat standard, the
Yeah.
markets and the Main Street and Wall Street has been detached.
Yeah.
So traders eventually just get tired of increasing interest rate because you gotta get return on your fiat. You gotta get some return on your money. So the Fed continues to increase interest rates. Everything is basically dead. You try to put money into what to call it, bonds, and that's not doing you any better. And you want better returns for your investors. So people are like, you know what, let's just go back into the market. So hedge funds traders were like, you know what, we're done with you don't really have power with your interest rate increase. The issue is with the demand and supply, which goes with the businesses, the producers. So they can trade that up and they can still raise money through the markets. So basically what happened in this case is that eventually these bankers are going to say, you know what, we're done with your interest rate increases. We're just going to do whatever we got to do with the markets. And I think that's what's going on in this case. Another example could be the fact that over time in a recession, it's weird, but from what I've read, from books that I've read,
Right.
I don't want to call it a great factor, but businesses actually make a lot more money because they lay off a lot of people. They get lesser staff to do a lot more with
Yeah.
less, and they're able to increase profitability. Like Amazon laying off 100,000 people in just over 1 year, but they're still able to increase profitability. You just say it over and over and over and over again. Walmart is doing the same thing. Target is doing the same thing. You lay people off, you still increase productivity, and you can push profits that way. At the same time, you're reducing the size of your product.
is
Inflation is eating at the at
Yeah.
the product size, and you're also increasing the price of your product at the same time. So yes, that would eventually happen.
Absolutely. Well, we also know that at some point, because the Feds cannot raise the rates forever, and
Yeah.
this is the game that they've been playing for multiple years now. So at some point, they will have to stop increasing the interest rates, And I mean, they're still printing money. That's still happening. I think there's a situation going on right now where they're planning to send out some sort of relief to people.
Yep. Recession
So
is really fun.
yeah, so
Build Back Better. Build Back Better just got funded as well.
yeah,
Ukraine is getting money as well. I
Yeah.
mean, it's just, the
so
printing
it's money
continues.
printing, and it's the same issue that Bitcoin is here to solve. So this is where, and that is where this is where my strategy, is really all about. When we look at the overall environment that we're in, right, we could almost say that we know for sure, like once the Feds starts, when they stop increasing these interest rates, we know what is going to happen to the market.
Boom.
Right,
It's going
it's
to be
going
a
to start moving up.
super bull market.
Exactly. I just want to be in Bitcoin at that point in time. Now,
Yeah.
what I mean by I want to be in Bitcoin by that point in time. If you're not in Bitcoin, it'd be nice to be in Bitcoin at that point in time.
Yeah.
Personally, I would like to have way more Bitcoin than I have right now. The other thing is, I know that because we've been tracking these things for a very long time, and we have been kind of calling various points in these markets as it's been going on. So for me, I'm just sticking to, and I'm still building my strategy based on the things that we've already researched and things that we've already actually shared with everyone out here. We kind of saw it when everyone was saying 100K. We said we did not see it, and this was just strictly based on what would you call it? On
Astronomy.
astrology. Yes, this was strictly based on astrology for men, and so as it turns out, the astrology was correct. Right, we were moving down, made it down to about 50K. We actually stopped buying around 50K.
We should. Can we say one thing though?
What's that?
Lessons learned is that we saw it. We should have taken action by playing the market down, even though we love Bitcoin.
Well, true,
should
but look, I think that we could have done that, but I think at the same time too, for me, I was very focused on the strategy at hand, which was to accumulate as we were going down.
Yeah.
Yes, we could have definitely studied and made a plan as well to short something. I mean, you could have closed your eye and short almost anything, like the S&P, for example, right? Yeah. And that's some gains for. So I think next round, right? If there's ever a next round,
Change your mindset. I mean, it's a bunch of ups and downs.
Right. I mean, well, when I say if there's a next round, I'm talking about more like wars and things like that, depending on what might happen. So, but here's the thing. I stuck to that plan, right? And which was accumulate as much cash as possible and increase my position in Bitcoin, right? There were people who were calling for $10,000 as the bottom for Bitcoin. If you're Peter Schiff, the bottom is 2.0. And we actually did a video, and I hope we'll find this video at some point and we'll share it in a future video. And in this video, I questioned, like, hey, you're saying that this thing is going to go to $10,000 mathematically. How is it going to get there? Who are these people who are going to remove all of these coins that have been sitting in their wallets? When Bitcoin was already above 10K, right? If we saw a bunch of wallets moving massive chunks at once, right, then we could have said, okay, maybe we will see 10K, but we did not see that. So I questioned to the experts. My question to the experts was, what makes you think that we're going to 10K? I just never saw it. And I knew, yes, I saw that we're going to be falling, but there was also a black swan event that enabled this insanity to happen. I mean, how many people have filed for bankruptcy in the past couple months, right? But we're seeing a slowdown in that activity as well. Hopefully there's not another one. I'm really hoping that Coinbase gets taken out, to be honest, because I feel like that's a black swan waiting to happen, right? So if that is being cleared out at this point in time, I think, hey, I'm not expecting Bitcoin to go to single digits or anything like that. We just have to wait it out and see. Yeah. Yeah. So it's moving as expected. I would say that.
That was supposed to be a bunch of Bitcoin entering the space. Actually, is it this month? Next month from the what's the name? STAKK, whatever it's called, exchange from 10 years ago.
Hold on, which one was that?
About I'm trying to remember the name of the exchange that the guy ran away with the money.
Oh, sir, my good sir. I think I know what you're talking about. Is it one of those? Yeah. Mt. Gox. Yes, Mt. Gox. Yeah.
Mt. Gox. There should be a few Bitcoin entering the space in a few weeks from that lawsuit. So
that is still happening?
Yeah, it's supposed to happen. So that's the only black swan thing I say come on. I don't think it's a black swan situation as a matter of fact. I think it could actually boost the price of
But there
Bitcoin.
is that I don't think that is well. Who knows what that is going to be? But the reason why I'm concerned about Coinbase is obviously there's all these rumors of bankruptcy. There is a situation with insider trading. Cathy Woods dumped them heavy. SEC is on their neck now,
Yeah.
and there's just a lot of shady things going on around that name right now. So I'm just kind of keeping an eye on it. But other than that, I think I'm just gonna keep buying. As you saw, the moving average is there. One of the biggest things, once we're above the 200-day moving average, it's time to party. So as long as we're below that, I'm buying nonstop.
Yeah, can I show you something real quick on
Go for it.
on Coinbase? So this is Coinbase on the charts, and with all that noise, this is why I think sometimes it could just be noise. With all that noise going on recently with Coinbase, the price is holding.
Well,
It did not crash. It did not crash as bad as Robinhood. Let me show you what happened to Robinhood.
okay.
That was Robinhood when all that noise started,
Yeah.
and it crashed heavily. Robinhood now is at $9. Can you imagine buying Robinhood and it's now $9?
Yeah, that is horrible.
Yeah.
Look,
So-
man, I'm not buying Coinbase, man.
No, I'm not buying.
far
I'm
as
not
I
buying
know,
Coinbase. I'm just saying
Coinbase.
that it's all
Look, man. Here's the thing. These guys were clearly engaged in some very sketchy things. Nobody
They
knows
were.
what other sort of sketchy things they're engaged in.
Yeah.
Okay. The price has been. Where did Coinbase IPO at?
50 what? Was it 50
Okay.
bucks? If I
And
remember
at the
correctly?
all-time high, I think it was higher than that. It was
Oh
like
yeah,
much higher than that.
$300.
Yeah. Okay. And
Jeez.
right now we're at what, $42? Is that $42 or $62? We're
Yeah,
looking at?
$62.
Okay. I think it's going further down. I definitely think it's going further down. But
I mean that's let's put some astrology behind this. Put some numbers behind it. You
no,
know.
bro, there's no astrology behind this one. I'm calling Gary Glinzer myself. Okay. And we're gonna shut this one down. Insanity. Oh well. Look, man, this was fun. Double O. Final thoughts before we close this one out, sir.
Yeah, we're not calling the bull market right now, but we'll see a trend changing. We'll see a divergence occurring, and if this trend
Right.
continues and we'll see the cross, we are going to be in the bull market sometime soon. So the question is, should you be entering the market now? Look at what's going on in the general markets. If you want to know how to trade all these things, let us know. We are kind of getting ready ourselves for the bull market, entering into some positions. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen, but we're keeping a close eye on the astrologies.
It is what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. Until next time, Brazen out.
Double O.